We'll guide you through Audacity in this tutorial. If you find this useful, then consider subscribing and liking the video. Now we're handing over to Pausa, who's continuing with the guide.
Audacity is one of the most powerful free audio editing software available. Whether you are recording voiceover, podcast, audiobook, or any other audio content, Audacity delivers professional grade result without the price tag. And today we will walk through everything that you need to know to record, edit, and export professional quality audio. So first, let's start by downloading and installing Audacity. So the first thing that you need to do is open any browser to your liking. I'm going to be using Google Chrome, and then just go ahead and search for Audacity and then press enter. And now you will land in this interface. Just go inside audacityteam.org, and now you'll see the download option. Just go ahead and click on download Audacity for the latest version. And now your setup exe file will be successfully downloaded. So just wait for it to update. And in the file explorer, just navigate to the downloads folder and then double click on your Audacity installer that you just downloaded to run the setup wizard, and click on yes if prompted. And now the Audacity installation will begin. Now just go ahead and click on install and then choose get Audacity with or without tutorial. I'm going to go without tutorial. Click on yes if prompted, and now you can see Audacity is successfully installed because it is saying launch instead of install. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close this, and now go to your Windows search bar and then just go ahead and search for Audacity. And here you can see Audacity. Just go ahead and click on open and just wait for the Audacity to be opened. Since this is a first launch, it may take some time. Now you can see the welcome screen. It is saying welcome to Audacity. You can just go ahead and click on OK to close it. Now you will see a fresh interface with various menus and buttons. Let me break down what you are looking at before we start recording. The top of the window contains the main menu bar with file, edit, select, generate, and other options. Below that is a toolbar with transport control, the same button that you would find on any audio device. So they are play, pause, stop, and record. The largest button on the toolbar is the red record button. This is what you will press to start recording. Now, before you press record, you need to configure your audio settings. This is absolutely crucial. Poor setting will result in poor audio quality, and no matter of processing can fix a bad recording. So let's navigate to the settings. First, just go to the view at the top and just go ahead and click on it, and then go to toolbar, and you will see a list of available toolbar. Enable the device toolbar by just clicking on it if it is not already enabled. This toolbar is essential because it shows you exactly which microphone is selected for what recording channel that you are using and playback settings. Having this visible prevents recording mistake like using the wrong microphone or channel. Now look at your device toolbar, and then you will see a drop down menu for your recording device. Just click on it to see all of the microphone connected to your computer. You might see virtual microphone from software on your system, but focus on your actual recording microphone. Select the microphone that you want to use for recording, which in my case is going to be this Red Dragon microphone. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. Understanding what name appear in microphone list is important. If you are using a USB microphone directly connected to your computer, you will see microphone exact model name. For example, a Blue Yeti will show as Blue Yeti, and an Audio Technica USB will show that model name. However, if you are using a microphone connected to an audio interface, you will see the audio interface name listed. For instance, if your microphone is connected to a Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, the list will show Scarlett 2i2 USB and not your microphone name. That is normal and expected. Some users experience issue where their microphone does not appear even though it is connected. This usually happens when you plug in the microphone after Audacity is already open. In such cases, you can just close and reopen the Audacity, and that usually fixes this issue. I strongly recommend always displaying the device toolbar. This prevents the common mistake of selecting the wrong microphone and then spend 30 minutes recording before realizing the audio came from your laptop's built-in microphone instead of your professional recording mic. So keep the device toolbar visible so you can always confirm which microphone is selected before pressing record. Now next to the microphone selection, you will see recording channel drop down. So let's go ahead and click on the drop down for it and always select mono. Mono is simpler to work with, uses less processing power, and perfectly suitable for voice. Stereo is useful for music recording where you want different audio on left and right channel, but for voice, mono is usually your choice. Now let's verify your sample rate and sample format. So just go to the audio settings, which is usually at the top, and it is labeled as audio setup, and after that just click on audio settings. Now for professional voice recording, set the sample rate to 44,100 Hz, which is also called as 44.1 kHz, and the sample format to 32-bit float. These are standard settings that work perfectly for voice recording and ensure compatibility across all platforms. The sample rate of 44.1 kHz is the industry standard for audio production. This frequency is sufficient to capture all the nuisance of human speech without introducing artifact or quality degradation. While higher sample rate like 48 kHz or 96 kHz, they are typically used for music production or film work. For voice work, 44.1 kHz provides the optimal balance between quality and file size. The 32-bit float format is important for editing. During the editing process, you will apply multiple effects: noise reduction, compression, limiting, and amplification. Each effect modifies the audio data. The 32-bit format provides enough digital headroom to handle all this modification without losing quality or introducing distortion. Now, when you finally export to MP3, the file size becomes manageable, but during your work in Audacity, always use 32-bit float. After that, you can just go ahead and click on OK. Now, before you record, there is one more critical step: monitoring your recording level. In the device toolbar, you will see a microphone icon at the top. Now just go ahead and click on the microphone icon just like so, and then here enable silent monitoring. Now without actually recording, talk into your microphone the way you will during the actual recording. Watch the output level meter on the left side of the screen. This meter visually represents your audio level using a scale that ranges from negative infinity to 0 decibels. So here make sure you are not constantly hitting the red zone or your recording will become clipped and distorted. Clipping happens when the audio signal exceeds the maximal level the system can handle. Distorted audio sounds unprofessional and cannot be fixed after the fact. No amount of editing will restore a clipped recording. This is why monitoring level before recording is absolutely essential. And also if your audio level is too low, your recording will be too quiet and difficult to process later. During the editing stage, when you apply effects like noise reduction and compression, a weak recording becomes even more problematic. You will have limited headroom to work with, and your final output may sound thin or require excessive amplification, introducing noise in the process. If your recording level is too hot, you can reduce the microphone gain in the slider using this particular icon. So here you can see you can increase or decrease it to your liking just like so. Proper microphone positioning also affects your recording level. Position the microphone about 6 to 12 inches from your mouth. Closer positioning increases volume and can introduce excessive proximity effect, which emphasizes low frequency. Further positioning decreases volume and may introduce more room noise. Find the sweet spot where your voice sounds natural and your level are optimal. Now just go ahead and press the red record button and the recording begins immediately. Now you will see a waveform appear in the real time as you speak. This waveform is a simple visual representation of your audio. The height of your waveform indicates the volume at any given moment. Tall peak means loud sound and small waves mean quiet sound. During recording, watch the waveform and the input level meter simultaneously to ensure you are staying within the optimal recording range. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press space to stop and then select the track and just double click on it and click on delete to delete the track. Now before you start speaking, let the microphone run in silence for about 6 to 5 seconds. This captures your room noise, which you will use later during noise reduction to remove ambient noise from your entire recording. This ambient noise profile is unique to your environment. A home office has different background noise than a professional studio. By capturing your specific room tone, the noise reduction effect can intelligently remove only the noise while preserving your voice. So first, I'm just gonna go ahead and click on record and then let the recording run for a few seconds. Once those initial sounds are captured, begin reading your script. Speak naturally, then Maintain constant distance from the microphone and avoid sudden loud noise that might cause clipping. If you make a mistake, you can always re-record that section later. Many professional voice actors record in multiple takes, sometimes even multiple passes for the entire script, then compile the best section during editing. For now, focus on speaking clearly and maintaining constant microphone technique. During recording, avoid this common mistake. Don't tap on microphone or desk, don't rustle paper near the microphone, and don't move your chair during recording. And once you have finished recording, just press the space bar to stop. Your recording is now captured in Audacity. You will see a complete waveform of your recording displayed on the screen. This waveform is what you will edit in the process. At this point, do not make any other changes. The first priority is saving your project. The first thing that you need to do after recording is save your project. Just go to the file at the top, and then from here just hover over save project and make sure you select save project, and you can save to cloud for free or you can save it on your computer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save on my computer and then select a location and then name the file name as demo and then hit enter to save it. This ensures that if Audacity crashes or your computer shuts down, you don't lose your work. Now that your project is saved, it's time to edit and process your recording. Now the first thing that we want to do is remove background noise. Look at your recording waveform. You should see 5 to 6 seconds of silence at the beginning, which we did earlier, where we let our microphone capture ambient noise. Select that portion by using the I-beam tool by just clicking and dragging. So you can just go ahead and left click and then select it to your liking, just like so. Once selected, go to the effects at the top and then now go to noise removal and repair, and then you will see the option for noise reduction. Just go ahead and click on that option and then here click on get noise profile. This tells Audacity that this is what silence and background noise sounds like in your environment. Understanding how noise reduction works is also important. When you capture a noise profile, Audacity analyzes the frequency characteristics of that silent section. Every room has unique ambient noise. Your office might have a computer fan noise or street sound. By capturing a specific noise profile, the software learns what to listen for and remove for your entire recording. This is much more effective than generic noise reduction that might remove part of your voice along with the noise. Now just go ahead and select your entire recording by pressing Ctrl A, and after that go to the effects once again and then go to noise removal and repair and then once again go to noise reduction. This time, instead of get noise profile, you will proceed on step 2. This interface will show you settings for noise reduction, sensitivity and bands. These are technical parameters that control how aggressively the effect remove noise. So the default setting work for most environment, but you can adjust them based on how much noise that you have. Here is the strategy. If you have a lot of ambient noise, increase this value just slightly, and then if you have minimal background, keep the default settings or reduce them slightly. Higher value reduce more noise but might affect your voice quality, making it sound slightly metallic or thin. Lower value preserve voice quality but might leave some background noise. If you find the results sound unnaturally processed, you can undo the effect by pressing Ctrl Z and adjust the settings to be more conservative and try again. This is the normal part of workflow. Finding the optimal noise reduction settings for the specific microphone and environment requires some experimentation. After applying these settings, you can just go ahead and click on OK. And now you can see Audacity removed the ambient noise from your entire recording. This process might take a few seconds depending on your recording length. Now after that, you can listen to your audio to verify the noise reduction worked properly after by just hitting the space key on your keyboard. Once those initial, now you can see the background noise has been successfully removed. Now after the noise reduction is complete, you can delete the 5 to 6 seconds of silence at the beginning. You can just go ahead and select it by left clicking and dragging it just like so. After that, you can just go ahead and press the delete or backspace key on the keyboard to delete that portion. You are now left with the clean audio. Now let's apply normalization. Just select all of your audio clips by pressing Ctrl A and then go to effects, and now this time go to volume and compression, and then here just go ahead and go to normalize. Now in the normalize dialog, make sure normalize stereo channel independently is enabled and then set the peak value to -1 decibels. This ensures your audio peaks at -1 dB, giving you a headroom of additional processing and preventing any clipping during the entire workflow. After that, just go ahead and click on apply. Normalization is a crucial step. It analyzes your entire recording, finds the loudest peak, and then scales the entire audio so that peak reaches exactly -1 dB. This ensures consistent volume level across your entire recording. If one sentence was recorded slightly quieter than other, normalization won't fix it, but it ensures nothing is excessively loud. After normalization, let's apply compression. While all of it is selected, just go to effect and go to volume and compression, and then this time go to compressor. Compression helps even out the volume level throughout your recording by reducing loud sound and making quiet sound more audible. Think of compression as an automatic volume controller. When you speak louder, compression gently turns the volume down, and then when you speak quieter, it leaves the volume alone or turns it up slightly. The default settings usually work well, so you can set the threshold to around 18 to 24, the ratio to around 4.9. You can just drag it just like so and then keep it around 4.9. Set the attack around 0.2 and then release around 1. These settings ensure the loud part are gently reduced and soft part become more audible. The attack time determines how quickly the compressor responds to loud sound. A fast attack catches sudden peak. The release time determines how quickly the compression stops compressing after the sound drops below the threshold. A shorter release sounds more natural for voice work. After that, you can just go ahead and apply the compressor just like so. And now you can see now the graph is much more stable than it was earlier. After compression, your audio will sound even more professional. Compression is what separates amateur recording from professional ones. It's not just about loudness, it's about consistency and control. Now, let's apply limiting. Go to the effect once again and then now go to volume and compression and then go to limiter. The limiter acts as a safety net, preventing any sound from exceeding a maximum level. Think of the limiter as a brick wall that audio cannot pass through. If a loud sound tries to exceed the limit, the limiter instantly reduces it. Default settings include a threshold around -5, so this means any audio approaching -5 dB will be limited. So here you can just leave most of the options at default and then click on apply. This ensures no part of your audio will ever clip or distort. Now finally, if your audio needs additional volume boost, you can use the amplify effect. Go to the effect and then go to volume and compression once again and go to amplify. You will see a value showing how much room you have to amplify. So for example, if it shows 4.5, just like in my case, you can safely amplify it to that amount without causing clipping. You can also reduce this value if you want to amplify less. For example, if I want to increase my volume a little bit, just like so, to compensate for previous reduction, I would enter that value and then click on apply. Now, let's play back your edited audio to verify the quality. Just press the space bar on your keyboard and listen carefully for artifacts, distortion, or remaining noise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play for you to hear. Once those initial sounds are captured, begin reading your script. Speak naturally, maintain constant distance from the. Now you can hear that it is already looking much better. Now you can delete the portion by just highlighting it just like so and then hitting the backspace or delete key on your keyboard to remove any silences or mistakes, just like that. Once those initial sounds are captured, begin reading your script. The audio should sound clear, professional, and have consistent volume throughout. Pay attention to the quietest part and then the loudest part. They should roughly equal in volume, a sign that compression and limiting are working correctly. Now during playback, use headphone if possible. Headphone provides more accurate representation of your audio than speakers. You will hear details that might be masked by room acoustic while when using speaker. Listen to any unusual sound, click, pop, hum or hiss. This indicate problem that need to be addressed before exporting. If you notice any issue, don't panic. Audacity allows unlimited undo operation. You can just go ahead and press Ctrl Z to undo the last effect. You can undo multiple times to return to the previous state of your audio. For example, if you think compression is too aggressive, undo it and try once again with different settings. Now some user might notice that their audio sound different after applying multiple effects. That is completely normal. noise reduction, normalization, compression, and limiting all change the audio. The cumulative effect of these changes is dramatic but professional. Your audio should sound cleaner, more consistent, and more polished than the raw recording. If you are not satisfied with the quality, consider this adjustment. If your audio sounds thin or lacks body, reduce the noise reduction intensity. If the audio sounds too compressed or unnatural, reduce the compression ratio. If the audio sounds too loud or harsh, reduce the limiter threshold slightly. Make one adjustment at a time and listen to the result before making additional changes. Once you are satisfied with your audio quality, it's time to export it as a usable audio file. Simply saving the Audacity project one create audio file you can use elsewhere. The Audacity project file preserves all of your editing and processing work, but to use your audio on other platforms like uploading to YouTube, sending to client, or burning to a CD, you need to export it. Now, go to the file at the top left and here choose the option for export audio. Now here, use the option to your liking, but in most of the cases, it's going to be on your computer. So click on export to computer. Now a dialog box will appear and then here, you can give your file a name, choose your folder and format. So let's start with format. Just click on the drop down and then you will see several options including MP3, WAV, AIFF, OGG and FLAC. For most purpose, MP3 is going to be a solid choice. MP3 files are widely compatible, have a small file size, and are ideal for voice work. WAV file offer high quality but result in much larger file. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select MP3 and name your file with something descriptive. Instead of naming it audio1 or recording, use a name that describes the content. Like for example, so it was demo, so I'm just gonna leave the file name as demo, which makes it easy to find the correct file later if you have multiple recording. Now in the export dialog, you will also see option for sample rate and channel. Keep the sample rate at 44,100 Hz, and for channel you can set it to mono, and for bitrate you can just go ahead and select the standard, or you can go with extreme or excessive if your client asks it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with standard, which is going to be applicable for most of the users. Now you'd also see an option for entire project or current selection. If you have edited a single recording and want to export everything, choose the entire project. If you only want to export a specific portion, select that portion with the I-beam tool first, just like we did earlier, and then choose current selection while exporting. This is useful if you recorded multiple take and only want to export the best one. And also select your folder. Just go ahead and click on browse, and here go to somewhere like music and then click on save. After that, you can just go ahead and click on export, and Audacity will generate your MP3 file. This process takes a few seconds, and once complete, your audio file is ready to use. You can also import any audio from your device and then start working on it immediately. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go to file and then choose to open. And now here, navigate to the folder where you have your audio file. So let's say I want to go with this file. I'm just going to go ahead and click on it and choose to open. And now it will be successfully opened. Now you can also import multiple audios. So just go to file and then go to import and choose audio. Now just go ahead and select the audio that you want to import. You can hold the control key and then select multiple audio that you want to import, just like that, and choose to open. And now you can see they will be successfully opened. So now you might see that they are cluttered, and now when I play it, you will see they are on top of each other. To align them, you can just go ahead and press Ctrl A to select all, go to tracks, and then go to align track, and then make sure it is set to align end to end. Now you'll see they will be successfully aligned. You can also change the order of them by just simply clicking and dragging it just like so, and start working on it just like we did earlier. As you look at the bottom of your Audacity window, you might notice some options that appear related to music production: tempo, time signature, snap to grid, and if you're doing basic audio recording, voiceover, podcast, or voice editing, you don't need any of those options. You can just ignore them for now. Now let's talk about essential tool that you will find in Audacity top toolbar, starting from the left side. Here you can see the selection tool, which is this particular tool. This is your primary tool. The icon looks like an eye, beam, or cursor. Use it to select the portion of your audio by clicking and dragging, and everything that you do in Audacity starts with a selection. Now let's talk about the envelope tool, which is this particular tool, or you can just press F2. This tool lets you adjust volume at a specific point in your recording without using effects. Just click on the waveform to create control point and then drag them up or down to boost or reduce volume at that exact moment. Now let's talk about the draw tool, which allows you to manually redraw your waveform. This is rarely used for voice work. It is focused for precise editing or removing small artifact, and most professionals handle this with other tool instead. Now you'll also find the option for zoom control. The magnifying glass with a plus sign zooms in for a detailed editing. The magnifying with a small minus sign zooms out for the big picture. And you can also use the keyboard shortcut, which is going to be Ctrl and 1 to zoom in into your selection, and then you can press Ctrl F to feed the project to the window. Zooming is essential for precise editing work, so you can get comfortable with these controls. If you found this comprehensive guide useful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to GuideRealm for more tutorials.